Tonight, a political power play with the health of Atlanta on the line. City officials are pressuring Fulton County leaders to cough up more than $200 million to help open a new hospital in Southwest Atlanta.
Atlanta News First senior reporter Patrick Quinn is live along Metropolitan Parkway. Patrick, the new facility would help fill a healthcare gap, but does the county even have this kind of money?
Totally, that's the question right now, and Fulton County is already investing a lot of money into healthcare. That's before this potential hospital comes to fruition, and this could come with a property tax increase. Right now, Fulton County's really towing the line, trying to avoid that millage rate increase, and that's before this hospital comes into play. And from covering Atlanta and Fulton County, both jurisdictions, they're really at odds with each other over multiple investments, and that certainly includes a potential hospital here.
Now that we are here, we can all breathe a little easier knowing that we are filling a healthcare gap.
A healthcare gap filled in Southwest Atlanta. Well, not quite. Atrium Health pitching in $700 million in partnership with the City of Atlanta, pitching in $115 million, and Morehouse School of Medicine are set to open a new Atlanta hospital. But it's not a done deal. And in a power play, the City of Atlanta now calling on Fulton County to pony up $200 million to carry this project across the finish line. So you think they have the $200 million?
I think they're going to have to figure it out because we have a healthcare gap.
Atlanta City Council President Marcy Collier Overstreet knows Atlanta's healthcare landscape all too well. Her husband worked at Atlanta Medical Center for 30 years, along with her brother-in-law, before Wellstar closed its ER in East Point in 2022 and closed the hospital along Boulevard in 2024. It left Grady Medical as the only level 1 trauma center in the city, leaving a void for patients and physicians. Her husband now drives an hour to work.
Atlanta was put in a bind, hospital-wise, healthcare-wise, years ago, and it really shocked us.
So the question, what will Fulton County do? They are chartered to address health and human services across 15 cities in the county. Yes, including Atlanta, but not just Atlanta. Fulton has already invested $300 million in a new hospital in Union City, about 20 miles further south. For Overstreet, when it comes to the health of the city, the county must commit.
I don't think that they're in a tricky position. I think they have to do what they have to do.
As it stands right now, Fulton County has not given a single dime to this project. Will they? Well, I reached out to Fulton County leaders today. I'm told that we should have a response, their latest response within the hour. As soon as we get that, we'll certainly update you. I don't expect that response to include, that full commitment of $200 million. Fulton County, the Board of Commissioners, they're set to meet next Wednesday. Live in Southwest Atlanta, Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
Thank you, Patrick.